Hey, it's Lynn Brown. Welcome to the Gritty Women Podcast. I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach with the John Maxwell team and a teaching partner with Empowered Living. In a nutshell, I'm a results coach. And notice I didn't say I'm an expert, because I am certainly not that. And I'm not living a perfect life either. So if that's what you're looking for, then you might want to go search for more. This is probably not your podcast. But here's the deal. I'm a work in progress. I am literally failing forward. I should give you all hope. The first half of my life, I spent people pleasing. And then in my spare time, I was literally trapped by the opinions of other people. I was just caught in the comparison trap. And if any of you are like me and you've been there, you know that it's just not a very, very happy place to be. I was literally living, I just felt like I was living in a mental prison. My thoughts held me captive. And then one day I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I drew a line in the sand. And I bet on me for the first time. And it was amazing because when I changed the way that I was looking at things, the things that I looked at began to change. And it wasn't until later that I discovered that was really a quote by Wayne Dyer. And he was exactly right. So now I just partner with people who want to do the same. People that just want to do, be, and have more. So if you've ever been stuck, you know stuck stinks. It truly does. Or if you were trapped in comparison, whatever the thing is, it's just not a very fulfilling place to be. So I think you're going to find this episode helpful. You're going to find it encouraging, and just hang in here with me for a little bit. But last week it was really funny because I did slow down. Now, it was not by choice. It was as a result of me attempting to jump over a gate. So when I literally say I'm failing forward to success, here's a perfect example. But it forced me to be still. But first thing I did, I am not kidding you, I literally, when I got up, you know how when you fall and you get up so fast because you don't want anybody looking at you? Well, I was in my own home, but I literally jumped up so fast and I said out loud, "Thank you, God, I am okay." I realized I was in one piece. My collarbone was not broken. It felt like it was, but it wasn't. Now, there have been many times in the past that I have belted out some pretty spicy words, but this time when I jumped up and I realized I was in one piece, I just said, "Thank you, God." And I meant it with all my heart. I truly did. But it was interesting. As a result of having to be still for a few hours, I just reflected on the past 6 months. Like all of you, we've experienced so many highs and lows and uncertainty and change. There's been life that we've been aware of, and death, wins and learns, chaos and calm and noise. I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of noise. Lots of noise. And if any of you have ever been caught in a storm outside, like if the wind was howling, the rain was just pelting down and just thunder and lightning, if you've ever been there, you know that sometimes you have to try to yell over the storm. And you can hardly even hear yourself. And honestly, I realized that day in the stillness and the calm and the quietness, when I had to sit down, that I have been running and chasing over the last 6 months. It's like having your favorite playlist, but I had so many different playlists going in my brain and in my mind and my ears and my spirit that I could not even hear my own. There were pings and reminders and alarms and alerts and notifications and to-do lists and goals and a lot of these things are good things. They're super good things, but there's so many good things, and that's just it. There's so many good things, and y'all know I'm a person of faith, but I believe, and I believe totally that I am created to do amazing things, just like you. But I also know that there can be too many good things. And I realized the last 6 months I've pretty much been chasing the wind. And I don't know if you've ever like maybe dropped a receipt out in a parking lot or a dollar bill flown out of your wallet or purse, and you've tried to chase it tumbling in the wind, and sometimes you catch it and sometimes you don't. Most of the time you don't. When you chase the wind, you do not win. There's no end to it. There is no end to it. And honestly, I can't tell you that this chase began 6 months ago. It's just that I've been very aware that I was doing this over the last 6 months. But I noticed how quiet it was that day as I sat on my sofa. I mean, I could actually hear the clock ticking. I mean, I sat there with a bag of frozen blueberries on my collarbone. I was just there. I was present. And I was fine. And I was grateful. And I picked up my gratitude journal and I wrote down, thankful for the gate. I was thankful. I was thankful for that gate. Because that gate means that there's a grandbaby in my home visiting. That, on those days I keep him. And it was wonderful. So I was thankful for the gate. It wasn't the gate's fault that I hit the floor. And that's for a whole nother session. It's not that I was clumsy. My behavior might have been clumsy. My thinking might have been clumsy. My chasing after the wind? So right after that, I began to adjust a few things. I started with my phone. I adjusted the settings on my phone and I turned off certain alarms and certain notifications and certain pings. It's like I took a little control back. It was a small step, but it was a step, and that's all it takes. Just take one step in the direction of your dream or the place that you want to be. Maybe it's a health dream you have. Maybe it's a financial dream. Maybe it's improving a relationship. Maybe it's following a schedule. Maybe it's time blocking. That's one thing I'm working on right now, is really staying in tune to my schedule. Going through a time block, a 25-minute period, and taking that 5-minute break. I've recently added one more mentor to my village of mentors, and I have a brain coach. That's one thing I never thought I'd have, because honestly I never thought that I was very smart. But now that I know that I am, I was like, yeah, I need a brain coach. Maybe you want to change jobs. I don't know what your thing is, but this is the one thing I do know, is just take one simple step. And this step of gratitude has changed everything for me. It's why if you've been around me anytime or heard me on a podcast before, or if you've heard me in a conference or speaking, or you've seen me in the marketplace, or I'm your friend, I guarantee you I've told you or mentioned to you, encouraged you to start daily gratitude. It's so interesting too. Just now, my phone lit up, and there was a message. It was a message from one of my gritty friends who recently took me up on this challenge, day 2 for her. Earlier this morning when I was working out, I had a ping on my phone because I was working out with my, listening to a podcast while I was working out, and it was my a friend from South Africa, day 16. I will always challenge people to start writing this 21 days of gratitude, and then I want to encourage you all right now. Let's just go ahead and do it now and throw it out to you. I want to challenge you to write 21 days of gratitude, and here's the deal. When you get to that 21, I want you to message me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever. You can email me, Lynn, that's LYNNE, at lynnbrown.net, lynnbrown.net, Lynn at lynnbrown.net. Message me, tell me you did 21 days, and then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to challenge you to do 21 more, and then 21 more. And then I want to tell you something, gritty sister. When you get to day 63, you are going to see the results changing in your life. you are going to just feel an increase in joy in your heart, because gratitude, the practice of gratitude, it's the fuel for your joy. It will eradicate and annihilate shame and guilt. I'm just telling you. And shame and guilt shows up in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to mean you did anything just horrific growing up or anything like that. Or, you saw something terribly traumatic. It can be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. That's for another podcast, another day. And honestly, I give this challenge out every day. There's not a time I don't do a training that I don't challenge the whole group. And I will tell you the honest truth, most people do not do it. They don't do it. It's too easy to do and too easy not to do. They've heard that before. A lot of people say, oh, yeah. I know. I've done that before. Oh, really? Are you still doing it? And I will tell you, I started this practice 5 years ago. In 2016, my friend challenged me. I was going through a hard time, and she challenged me to do it. And I have done it for 5 years, and it's the first thing I do every morning. Now, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. But I can dadgum sure salt the oats. So I'm salting the oats for you right now. I'm just telling you, people a lot of times ask me, like, how did you get from where you were to where you are? How did you go from a broken mindset to a bulletproof mindset? I mean, how have you done these things? That cute little Pinterest quote you see, the people crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. Well, that's me. But gratitude is the one thing that helped me break through. So I just, I totally agree with you. I get it. If I don't listen to the news much, but when I happen to hear some of the news, it's not so good. It's not so good. People are not being so nice. People are not really being kind. And I hear a lot of people talking about loving each other and all this, and a lot of it is coming from people of faith, and but what they're saying in their hearts and what the results and what they're doing in their lives is just not all adding up, and it's so hard sometimes not to get sucked into that. There's uncertainty and there's change, but you know what? There's also hope, and there always will be hope. As long as we have breath, we have hope. And we can be better today, and we can be better tomorrow. All we can do really is to live each day with a focus, intentional focus to love better today than we did yesterday. So wherever you are, whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever storm you're facing or fleeing from, or maybe you're finally walking through it. I don't know where you are on this journey today, but I double dog dare you to start the daily practice. Create a new habit. Start today. Don't even wait till tomorrow. Don't be like me. I used to start a new program every Monday. And I'd bomb the program that was a diet program, by the way. And I'd bomb it about lunchtime every day on Monday. Then I'd start over the next week. Don't be like I was. But I want to challenge you to this 21 days of gratitude. I encourage you to write it. Just find a journal, some paper in your home, a pen, a pencil. There's just something about holding it in your hand and really writing it on the paper that just it's such a beautiful record of what you've gone through, and it's fun to go back and look and read it. If you don't do that, write it in your notes in your phone. I don't care, but just do it. And yes, I want you to do 25. Yes, I want you to write 25 things. The other day I was working with a group, and one of the participants says, I can't even think of 25. I'm like, what about breath? What about coffee? What about your lights? What about your shoes? What about the pencil on your desk? I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, just 25 things you're thankful for. In order for you to get results like you've never gotten, you're going to have to do something you've never done before. And this is an easy base hit. It's a simple win. It's an easy first step. So if you want to destroy the toxic thoughts, and I know you have them, it's not just you. Like 75 to 90% of the thoughts we think every day are the same thoughts we thought the day before, and most of them are negative. We very rarely think highly of who we are. But there's so much research in this area of gratitude and the impact that it has on our brain. It's like rewiring and refiring. It's like pouring new pathways. Just imagine a new interstate coming through your town. Well, gratitude is like pouring new paths, making new roads in your brain. And your brain is very important, and what you put into it is very important. It's where your thoughts are stored, it's where they're created, and it matters. That's why I'm so excited about my brain coach. So y'all are going to be hearing more about it. But just start today. You've got this, Gritty Sister. You have got this. Oh, and I was going to tell y'all too before I shut up today. Be watching out, because we're gonna be launching our 90-day Gritty Finish starting October 1st. You do not want to miss out on it, y'all. It's 90 days of your life. But I'm just telling you, instead of just drifting this one out, this 2020, I've heard a lot of different people and their opinions of 2020, and I get it. I get it. But if we want to have a strong, gritty finish for this last 90 days, jump on this movement with us, because we're gonna go through this last 90 days with our boxing gloves on. You hear me? We're gonna have a gritty finish, and we're gonna launch into 2021 just filled with gratitude, filled with resilience, filled with inspiration. You know, the G in Gritty is for gratitude. The R is for resilience. The I is to live an inspired life. The 2 T's are to think tough, because we know this is not for wimps. I know it's not easy. And the Y is you do you. So jump on, listen for the details. They're coming soon. You can email me, Lynn, at lynnbrown.net, and that's LYNNE, at lynnbrown.net. Message me on social media. Let's connect. I'll be sending out the details, and we're gonna do this thing. We don't have to just go through this life. We can grow through this life, and we can grow a gritty, phenomenal life as we do it. Remember, gritty's the new strong, and it's the new pretty. And I'll see you next week. Hey, make sure you share this with somebody, please. The world needs to get gritty. Thank you. Bye.